hit it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. The NBA is starting to warm up, and baseball has spring training. It's happening. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. It's a nice day here in Florida. I don't know, Spitface. I hope Elon Musk is not looking at our podcast. We might be in trouble because you and I may get fired.
Bad doggy.
The Doge report.
Leave those Doge alone, So, First Lady, all I can do is shake my head. All right. But we shall, First Lady, I'm a little bit sad this morning. One of my favorite all-time singers and just great people passed away, Roberta Flack. And, that kind of put a damp on my spirits. And then one of my favorite actors passed away under mysterious circumstances. Gene Hackman and his wife, inquiring minds want to know.
Especially when you got him deceased, the wife, and the dog. Something not right about that.
The tip off was the dog. Right now they ain't saying, anything criminal, but, I don't know. But Gene was pretty up there. I didn't realize how old the guy was.
I think he looked pretty good for his age. The last time they showed, he looked pretty good for it. He was 95 when he passed.
I'm like, man, and it just seemed like yesterday he was playing in Mississippi Burning.
I liked him in Enemy of the State, the one with Will Smith. I like that one.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. So, I'll say blessings to both their families, the Hackmans and Roberta Flack's family.
Yeah.
And so, with that said, this week on Shout Out, we have performances from Nyah. Will she find her shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? With such a nice name, I hope she get a shining star. First Lady, we're ready. What you say?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Myles Garrett wishes he could fly far, far away from the Cleveland Browns to a team he has a chance of winning a Super Bowl ring. Has Myles reached the point in his career where money is not a consideration, it's championships? Can the Browns sweeten the pot enough to keep the face of their franchise patient while they get their act together? Could the Browns make a deal where they get value for trading Myles, or is he too pricey at this point in his career? Will Myles be a Brown at the start of training camp? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, rest in peace, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? This is a very difficult situation, actually, for both parties involved, for Myles Garrett and for the Cleveland Browns, because Myles Garrett is their best player, and he anchors their defense. And one thing that was not an issue for the Browns, they still had a decent, well, actually that's not true. Their defense was in the middle of the pack. but it was far better than their offense. But it was just the fact that Miles, he just wants to get the hell out of the mistake by the Lakes, the Cleveland Browns. You know, that's what they used to call them, the mistake by the Lakes. But it's a problem here, and the Browns, I just feel that they cannot sweeten the pot to keep Garrett in Cleveland. I mean, he emphatically stated he does not want to negotiate his contract. So if he's not willing to negotiate his contract, that means he wants to get out of here. Now, the executives for the Cleveland Browns, they stated that they weren't going to trade Myles Garrett. So right now, you're at an impasse. So what's going to happen? You know, I mean, I don't think Myles really doesn't care about the money. There isn't enough money to keep him in Cleveland. He's tired of losing. He wants to have the opportunity to win a championship ring. And you got to salute him for that, because most people would take the money and wouldn't care. But no, he wants to get out and have a chance to win a championship. Now, the Browns, I mean, what they can do, they should try to trade him, because, you know, it's going to be hard for them to navigate this situation. I mean, I don't think Myles Garrett is going to do a Jimmy Butler. Well, we never know, because you want to say something? Jimmy Butler showed most superstars the pathway to getting off of their team. I don't know if that's what Myles Garrett's going to do, you know. I mean, it's a little bit more riskier in football when you got somebody that doesn't want to be there and playing. I mean, that's a dangerous situation as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, good thing he plays on the defense and not on the offense. He's an offensive line trying to block your quarterback. But anyway, I mean, the Browns, you know, more than likely they're going to pick a quarterback, and so they're in a semi-rebuild, and Myles doesn't want to be for a semi-rebuild. He's paid his dues with the Browns, and I really think the Browns owe Myles a favor as far as I'm concerned. I just really think that he's been there for them. He's never been a major problem, with the exception of that one time when he did hit the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback with his helmet, if you remember that time. That was the only incident from just from what I can remember that Myles had a problem. He's been a model citizen, basically. But I think, you know, the problem is, too, when you have a disgruntled player and you are going to trade them, and I think that's why the Browns really stated that they don't want to trade him, because they really don't think they're going to get good value for Myles Garrett. But the thing is, hey, they still can get value for Myles Garrett. There's a lot of people and a lot of teams that would line up to get Myles Garrett. He's an excellent edge rusher. He's a future Hall of Famer. And, you know, besides a quarterback, teams, like I said, they'll line up to give significant assets for Garrett. So, I mean, I really think the Browns will come to their senses, and I think they will do right by Myles Garrett, and I'm very sure he will not be at training camp. He's not going to be a starter at training camp. All right, Spitface. How you feel about Myles Garrett?
First Lady, I'm with you. I agree that Myles has looked at his bank account and looked at how much longer he wants to play, and said, I want to get a ring. And if I fail to get the ring, let me be on a team that at least had a shot so I can, you know, see some playoffs. But First Lady, this all goes back to the worst move that Cleveland made in years. It all goes back to that, because you were building your team You had your quarterback. You had a rising defense with rising stars. You had cap space, and you made the deal for Deshaun Watson and got rid of Baker Mayfield, who was winning for you, who had a lot of upside. So, there's the tale of the bright, shiny object, and Cleveland bit. We're going to get Deshaun Watson, and that's all we need. And these teams will learn that you ride, it's like in Texas. You ride the horse you own. If it's getting you to your destination, you don't switch horses in the middle of your race. And they let go of a quarterback who really, like I said, they were winning. They were winning. Who loved being with the Browns, and that Deshaun Watson situation impacted them, has impacted them for years. And I can see Miles saying, man, even if y'all are making the right moves, even if you're getting the right players, it's going to be years before we're able, to be in a position where we're competitive, where we can beat the Ravens, where we can beat the Steelers, where we can beat the Bengals. And he's just looking at it and saying, look, we got so much to go against how many years I want to play. I need to get out of here. Now, I have I do have a couple of rules when it comes to players. If a player does not want to be on my team, bye. Make the best deal, cut bait, get it over with quickly. Whenever you draw it out, it tends to just cost you more, and and you lose out. So I'm like, look, now it may take some time to get the deal worked out, but get to working it out. Get to you want to be off this team? Well, guess what? If you want to be, we don't want people. We may respect you, great person, but if you don't want to be on my team, then thank you for your service. May you have a good career someplace else. Let's make the best deal we can and let this player go to wherever you want to go. And because they are going to, one way or another, if they play, it's going to be begrudgingly. And the last thing I want is a player on the team begrudging. That is contagious, and First Lady, he will not be on the team. And if they're smart, they'll make a deal before the draft. But he will not be a Cleveland Brown. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, you got to cut bait and just get rid of them, because it's not a pretty picture when a player is disgruntled and doesn't want to be on the team. Yeah, you're going to lose value in trading that individual, but I mean, like I said, with the Miami Heat, they had to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and they did pretty decently. But it's best just to let that individual go. And I just feel personally that they should make every accommodation to trade Myles Garrett, because he's been everything in the face of their franchise. So I think they owe it to him. Anyway, all right, Spitface, over to you.
All right. And we can welcome Dizzy Mack to the scene. What's up, Dizzy?
Hey, just spending the night in Orlando, watching Steph go off. We were sipping champagne to the early morning. So I'm sorry. He erupted 56. So, we were hanging out in Orlando. I didn't want to, drink and drive the bearskin rug, so we just stayed down there with Mickey.
Yeah. Yeah, no drinking and driving. No, that take the safe route.
Oh yeah, look. I know drinking and driving. Let me tell you something. I'm a Housewives of Potomac fan, and they just sentenced Karen Huger to prison. So you don't want to drink and drive. That's the same.
No.
All right. I had to bring in reality TV in there.
Yes.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my tears and putting fucking tears, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punch to Wembanyama, the Spurs, their fans, and the entire NBA. He has a similar condition that a Hall of Famer from the Heat, Chris Bosh, developed, and it was not nice. To add to the misery, it was recently announced that Coach Popovich will not be returning to coach this season. Wembanyama was having a stellar season, and things were starting to look brighter for the Spurs. Have they been knocked out, or will we see them pick themselves up off the canvas? Leroy Satchel-Paige, Walter Buckleonard, and James Cool Papabella asking what you said. First Lady Dizzy Mack, and I put it like this. I'm crying for the Spurs myself. I'm not even a Spurs fan, and I'm crying for them. Man, you know, it's like, talk about you added misery. Your Hall of Fame, all-time winning coach, he in the spittle, and then your future, who was who the blossoms are coming out, blam, he get hit with a setback that's going to take him out for the rest of the season. So, that's a lot. And, it's like that's just like a punch in the throat. Ugh, what more can you do to us? But, I don't think, Spurs fans, look, this season, I feel like I'm kind of crying, like, and you do when Wembanyama, God willing, is going to return, and they would have worked out what they need to do. Now, Coach Pop, I don't see him really coming back, and there's a point where just physically and with your age, when you have medical conditions like kind of rolling on you, even if you handle it and manage it, sometimes we have to look at the end of the road. Now, I'm not saying Coach Pop is going to keel over, but may not be able to handle, really being the head coach for the Spurs. So, fortunately, he has good people on his team, and possibly won't be any kind of like drop off. So, Spurs fans, I feel for you, but y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right this long. Dizzy Matt, what you saying about them Spurs and Wembanyama?
Well, it's a terrible blow, but that's how it goes. It's definitely the type of year that you just continue to play hard as you can, let the chips fall where they may, and let those in the spittle get well. Again, I don't think Pop is coming back. I think he can rest on the rings he's already won and allow the new coaching staff to run the team. Wembanyama, hey, having a great year. We know what type of talent he is, but take this time to get healthy. Try to get healthy, try to get them both healthy, and allow Pop to ease out and Wemby to come back, full strength, check on his condition and make sure that these things are just a hiccup in the road of his journey through the NBA. But definitely keep an eye on his condition to make sure that, he's fully healthy and returns back to the player that he is. And, De'Aaron Fox, Chris Paul, Stephen Castle, just keep playing hard and working your way into the system, knowing what's at stake, which is, I think, promising next year. Definitely. Get them healthy, put all your resources in making sure that everybody is as healthy as can be to continue on their career, continue on their life, because we only get one.
Hey, all right. First Lady, where's the optimism for the Spurs?
Well, it was really sad that Wemby developed the shoulder deep vein thrombus. What's interesting, he played in the All-Star. He was one of the few players that really played hard in the All-Star. And I think what happened, for some reason, he started developing symptoms after the All-Star game. And that's when they discovered this problem. The thing, though, with Chris Bosh did have a DVT, but DVT stands for deep vein thrombus. But it was in his leg, which is more severe and typically will be a recurring problem. When you got in your leg, that's not a good thing. And that's why Bosh had to retire. He could never get cleared by the Miami Heat medical team. And they actually, he was very upset with the Heat behind that. And so that's why, players, the NBA are prone to these DVTs, especially in the legs, because they fly all the time. And when you fly a lot, like you said, it can exacerbate the issue when you have a DVD in your leg. Now, Brandon Ingram, he had the exact condition that Wemby had, and it was in 2019. Now, he had surgery to remove the blood clot. I'm not sure. I haven't heard whether or not Wemby is going to have surgery or they're just going to try to treat it with medicine to remove it. But Brandon Ingram, he fully recovered, and he returned to play for the Pelicans until, he was traded at the trade deadline this year. So the future still looks bright for Wemby, even though this is a setback for the season. And sad part about it, he was in track. He was basically was probably going to be the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. And unfortunately, because he's going to miss so many games, he's not going to be eligible, because now the NBA, you have to play over 60-something games, 65, I think, in order to be eligible for those type of awards. So that really is a sad thing, because he was having a fantastic year. Now, were the Spurs winning, they were still out of the play-in situation with him even on the team and playing at the time, but they were looking a lot better than they did last year. The Spurs record since Wemby was injured they've only had one win out of 6 games. And believe it or not, their lone win was against the hapless Phoenix Suns. I mean, that's another story to talk about how poorly the Phoenix Suns are. But, and it was sad, too, even though the Spurs didn't get De'Aaron Fox, I still see them not being able to pick themselves off the canvas with them, because without Wemby, this whole year so far, they were 6-16. That's a lot. So that just tells you what type of player Victor Wembanyama is. To go 6-16, that's a difference of 10 games, and 4 of those games has been recently. So it is sad. So no, they're not going to be able to pick themselves off the canvas. Now, Greg Popovich, it was, sad to hear that he was not returning. And like you said, Spitface, I don't know if he's ever going to return. Even though they said he had a mild stroke, I just don't know if he's going to be able to return. He came to the facility and he personally told his players that he would not be back, even though it had been reported prior to them actually officially saying that, Shams was able to report that. And, when he came, there was a lot of tears. It had been reported there was a lot of tears because the players was able to see firsthand how the stroke really had affected Popovich's health. So it was a sad situation. So, but anyway, we wish Greg Popovich the best. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's a fantastic coach, and we're praying that he can have a full recovery and return next season. But I don't know. I'm hoping he can. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. I'm hoping he can return.
Hey, as they say, let hope arise. And I'll say people who've had strokes have recovered fully. They have. It's just that when they old, sometimes that recovery can just be a little bit more challenging. All right, First Lady, you have the last word. Please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, we have a performance from Nyah on Shout Out Part 1.
Remix.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Nyah.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. On the first part of Shout Out, we are featuring music from Nyah out of Oregon from her hit album, Disconnected. They say Nyah is 15 years old. She writes all of her songs. Oh, wow. She might be the youngest performer we've had on this show. So DJ, let's hear the track from her hit album, 1,000 Wishes.
I wish for you the best, so don't be shy, be my guest. You're always doubting, always worrying. Inside you're obviously hurting. I wish for you upon the stars at night, that above all else you'll be alright. I'm here for you, you don't have to hide. My wish for you is that you'll be alright. You know I'll stay by your side. Do we need to confide? I don't want you to fade away. Let's go away for a moment. I swear we won't blow it. They don't have to know it. We'll talk all the time. We'll be fading. Here we'll be staying away from the hating. Not only wish 1,000 wishes could turn our dreams into our missions. I'll say it now. My wish for you is to find your happiness. Oh, to find your happiness. Oh, truth in every single word. It's hard not to drown in tears of sadness. I'll be here with you through the madness. I wish for you upon the stars at night, that above all else you'll be just fine. I know it's hard, it's okay to cry. My wish for you is that you'll be just fine. So many people love you, and I know what you've been through. We don't want you to fade away. Let's go away for a moment. I swear we won't go it. They don't need to know it. We'll talk all the time. We'll be fading. Here we'll be staying away from the hating. Not only wish 1,000 wishes, but turn our dreams into our missions. I'll say it now. My wish for you is to find your happiness. Oh, to find your happiness. Oh, you are a ray of sunshine in this darkened world. You are worth more to me than diamonds and pearls. I will aid you in your fight, so don't let others nullify your light. Let's go away for a moment. I swear we won't blow it. They don't need to know it. We'll talk all the time. We'll be fading. Here we'll be staying away from the hating. Not only wish 1,000 wishes, but turn our dreams into our missions. I'll say it now. My wish for you is to find your happiness. Oh, to find your happiness. Oh, find your happiness.
Hey, well, that's Nyah. I mean, wow, that's before what? What did you say? She's 16 years old. I mean, that's unbelievable. So, I want to definitely shout it out. Busy Mac, are you going to give a shout out to Nyah, or are you going to hit the mute?
Oh no, we're gonna give her a shout out. You know, that's pretty impressive from a teenager, 15. So I think she definitely had a very, very soothing voice.
All right. Okay. Yes. Very, very soothing. Very, very different too. She brought that India. What do they call it? Oh gosh, the India. Neo soul type of music. That's what I want to call it. All right, Spitface, you shouting it out, or are you going to hit the mute?
Hey, I'm not discriminating because she's 15. I'm shouting it out. Go Nyah. Go Nyah.
All right. Okay, on part 2 of Shout Out, we will be featuring another performance by Nyah. Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Get that water off my basket rug, Flipper.
No one you see is smarter than me. And we are missing a world full of wonder, flying there all day under the sea.
All right, it's time for Flip It, where our hosts defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Lakers have been playing some good ball. We wonder, are they now the team to beat in the West? Defend. Looks like LeBron and their new addition are a match made in NBA dreams. They are now the team to beat in the West. When I look at the situation with LeBron and with L and L, L and L, the Lakers, they caught a good one. They caught a good one. They caught Luka, and for whatever reason that the Mavs gave them a generational star, the Lakers are taking advantage of that, and LeBron is going, this is my last best chance to get me another ring and solidify that I'm the man. And LeBron is playing loose. He looking happy on the court. We ain't seen no grumbling. The Lakers are winning. Luka might even be in shape by the time they get to the playoffs, because it looked like he got a little more pep in his step. And the one thing that teams, in whatever sport you're in, when a team starts getting momentum at the right time, they start being dangerous. Because you might be sitting at the top of your perch, but it's that who is on the right. Am I treading water but winning while someone else is heating up? And the Lakers are looking like they are microwave. They done hit the button and they heating up. West, watch out, because the Lakers are coming. Dizzy Mac, defend. Looks like LeBron and their new addition are the team to beat in the West.
Yes. Because LeBron definitely has a kindred spirit in Luka. Luka does the things that LeBron does. LeBron does the things that Luka does. And LeBron has somebody that can find him in open spots, get the rebound, push it down, bring the ball up, work in the half court. He's always looking to make his teammates better. So when you have pieces around them, they're able to slide into them spots and go off. And I mean go off. Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, slamming, dunking. You have the bench coming in. They make every player around them better when they're on the court. And when they're on the court together, you pick your poison. And when you pick your poison, they will do what they need to do to carve out victory after victory. So, no, the Lakers are a dark horse, and every game they move closer and closer to being the team to beat. And they can win in a 7-game series against anyone. They'll make that known. Ant-Man, who was thrown out the game, 2 technicals. He couldn't stand the pressure. He couldn't stand the heat, so he had to get out the kitchen, get dressed, homie, take that long ride back to Frostbite Falls. But, yes, the Lakers are the team to beat. You know what's up, First Lady.
All right, the Lakers are the team to beat. First Lady, Lakers are looking good.
Yeah, the Lakers are looking good. They're looking great with Luka and LeBron. I mean, they have a record of 7-2 since acquiring Luka. And that's a great gain. And believe it or not, their defense has gotten better since AD left. Who would have thought that? Now, I'm not saying their defense is great because of Luka. No. Even though it looks like he's playing a little bit harder on defense. But J.J. Redick's defensive schemes with small ball has been on point. I mean, you have to give kudos to J.J. Redick. He has gotten this team to play hard, to play better defense. And now that he has Luka, and LeBron on the same team, the offense is on point also. Since Luka has been on the team, Austin Reeves, he has wide open lanes. Rui Hachimura has unguarded threes, and Dorian Finney-Smith, he can do whatever he wants. He does everything. He does everything. So the addition of Luka has made a significant difference with this Laker team. The Lakers have more confidence, and prior to the trade, I did not even consider the Lakers had a chance to go to the finals or even to come out of the West. But now anything is possible. I mean, I would not want to face them in the playoffs. They definitely could be the team to beat in the West.
All right. Okay, First Lady. Now, just 1 second here, First Lady. I'm having a technical issue. Okay, let's flip it. The Lakers are looking good, but OKC is owning the West. They are whipping butt. I'm looking at OKC, and I'm looking at the Lakers, and I know the Lakers are storming, but it's not like OKC has slacked off. They are dominating. They are playing, and it may be. I can't wait to see some of the matchups between the Lakers and OKC. But right now, even with Luka, even with LeBron being fired up, they got work to do. They got work to do. And these young boys on OKC, they know what to do. And right now, until the Lakers move up to like a 2 or 3 pot spot, if that's possible, OKC owns the West. Everything. Get your tickets ready because the conference is going to go through OKC. Spit face. Okay with you, see? Busy Mac, what you saying?
Okay, you see. OKC. Yes. I cannot wait until the Lakers play OKC, and I see LeBron and Luka walk to other players other than SGA. They don't want to guard SGA. They can't guard SGA. SGA is just having his way, and he's not even at Burger King. He's having his way. He's barbecuing everybody in the NBA, roasting them. Now, I can't wait to see LeBron and Luka trying to, fight for guarding the weakest player on the court because they don't want to deal with SGA. They can't. They'll be roasted and toasted and tired. But no, they don't have anything. Again, what they have now is just that part of the schedule where they can get some wins, but hey, it's all gonna fall apart. JJ Redick is gonna, look at it and say, hey, I wish I was back at Duke. Where's Coach K when you need him? But no, hey, the Lakers don't have nothing that can deal with OKC. They're a well-oiled machine moving on this year. I just like Boston last year, a well-oiled machine. It's just their time to shine. And hey, Luka can go back to eating donuts, Kalaki, having all that. LeBron can go back to watching his sons play and working out, keeping his body in shape. But hey, he can't do nothing at this advanced age against SGA. All I can say is SGA having his way in OKC.
All right, First Lady, descend, thunder and lightning.
Well, Luka has been everything for the Lakers, even though he hasn't even been in NBA shape. He still doesn't have his legs under him. But even if he had his legs under him, the Lakers are playing significantly better, but they can't be OKC, and they're not at OKC level. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win the MVP. I mean, he has been spectacular this year, leading his team. This team has size, which they didn't have last year. They got Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. So, I mean, and they played with both of them in the starting lineup. So that's very difficult for a lot of teams to be. That's why this team is so great defensively, because they're very long and athletic. And then you go to their bench. They have an extremely deep bench. Now, when you look at their bench, a lot of times you don't know who these players are. But these players have been playing quite well this year, their bench. So this team, from top to bottom, they are well-rounded. They have the size. They can shoot. They can get to the basket. And more importantly, that defense. Their defense is spectacular. And let's face it, OKC has led the West the entire season. They have not given up the lead. So even though the Lakers are playing great, I just don't see them overtaking the Thunder. I mean, they're owning the West. When you've been in first place from the beginning of the season to right now, we're on the last quarter of the season. I mean, that's really telling you that we have 20-something games left. That's telling you how long they've been on top. And, I mean, a lot of people are disrespecting OKC because they coming up with this stuff that Lakers can come out of the West. I mean, they even got down because Jimmy Butler joined Golden State. People are saying even Golden State could come out the West. Yes, the West is close. It's really, are you going to say there's a clear-cut winner? Yeah, I think OKC is the clear-cut winner because they've been leading the darn entire season. But after OKC, between 2 and 9, it is very close. So, I mean, I don't know who can challenge them. That to me, is the mystery, who will be challenging OKC. But right now, OKC, to me, is the best team, and they're owning the West. And another thing is they have experience now. They lost last year I think they lost to Dallas, right? And that was a shocker. But they have that experience now. So they having experience is a big difference when you get into a playoff. So yeah, the Thunder, they're owning the West.
Hold on, First, I got a question. I got a question, First Lady.
Yeah.
Isn't Hartenstein an athletic Frankenstein?
Well, I can tell you this right now: the Knicks darn sure wish they had him on their team. I mean, Hartenstein, really, before he got to the Knicks, he was all over the place. So he really developed his skills under the Knicks, and he can block shots, he can make passes. He's very versatile. So now, is he as athletic as the other people on the team? No, but he does enough.
He's an athletic Frankenstein.
Oh,
I think that's his name, Frankenstein. He just moonlighting as Hartenstein.
All right. And on that note, First Lady, over to you for more Flip It.
Unfortunately for Detroit, they are the Knicks of a few years ago. Close, but no cigar. I'm sorry.
The First Lady?
I'm sorry.
Go for it, First Lady.
I'm a little bit ahead of myself here. Let's start all over. Let's roll it back. The Detroit Pistons are looking competitive, but we wonder, are they competitive enough to win a playoff series? All right, Spitface and Dizzy Mac, defend. They will be in the playoffs and be eliminated in their first series. Defend. Spitface.
All right, First Lady. First Lady, I'm looking at it, and I'm going, now I give the Pistons a big pat on the back. They are playing. They are, right now, they're like solidly in sixth place in the Eastern Conference, and it's been a while since there's been a competitive Detroit Pistons team. And as competitive as they are, it's just that the teams ahead of them in the East are just better. They're just better. And right now, if they had to play the 3 team, and the 3 team happens to be your Knicks, it's bye-bye birdie, bye-bye for the Pistons. They won't be motoring. They'll be losing. That's what I'm saying, First Lady.
All right. Okay, Dizzy Mac defend. They'll be in the playoffs and eliminated in the first series.
Yes, they will be in the playoffs. They'll have the city up for grabs. You know, I can see Cash Dow, twerking, doing her thing, bringing fans in to see that. But that's all they'll see before they get bounced out in the first round. No experience. No, chance against a team that they'll be up against. They don't match up well. They have Cade, the Glade, Cunningham, but hey, he can only go so far. He can only do so many things to help them do what they can do. But no, their first round exit, they'll be going back to the Motor City, humbled, eating on that humble crow. That they'll be served on the flight home, humble crow. But no, good season, nice players. Again, I take nothing away from bringing the city back, bringing them out. Again, they haven't had this many. They haven't had this type of ruckus since the Malice in the Palace. But hey, everybody has to have the growing pains. It just so happens that they'll get taken behind the woodshed and get them pains on their butt. But hey, there's always next year.
All right, there's always next year. This team is definitely competitive. You got to give JB Bickerstaff, I believe, Junior, the JB credit for turning this franchise around. But they are still very young. Cade Cunningham is their lead guard, and they definitely they will not be in play-in. I think they're playing well enough that they wouldn't be in the play-in. They will be in the playoffs, and they are competitive. But like they said, they do come up against my Knicks. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about my Knicks lately. But when they play the Knicks, they're not going to win that series. So, yes, they're not going to win that series. They're going to be competitive to make it a decent series, but they're not going to be that competitive for them to come and win a playoff series. So let's give them kudos. They turned their season around and to get into the playoffs. So who thought the Detroit Pistons would have been in the playoffs? So, not too many people have picked the Detroit Pistons to make the playoffs. So they're going to be competitive, but unfortunately, it just won't be enough for them to win a playoff series. All right, now we can flip it. Unfortunately for Detroit, they are the Knicks of a few years ago, close but no cigar. Let's flip it. It doesn't making the if not making the playoffs mean you're competitive enough to win. I'll go with Dizzy Mac to defend.
Hey, the Pistons have everything pointed in the right direction. They're gonna be a problem. Cade Cunningham is a walking triple-double. They have a bruising, scoring center, defensive minded center, and Durant. They got Malik Beasley shooting threes from the bench. They have Thompson, one of the Thompson twins, who's athletic as heck. You know, and they have a bench. They have people coming on. Tim Hardaway Jr. is the sniper. He can hit, you know, take it off his warm-ups. And you have, you know, just a myriad of players coming in, helping off the bench, giving them strength in numbers. Detroit is a dangerous team. I'd rather try to, you know, shampoo a rattlesnake in a phone booth than face Detroit in the playoffs. You know, and you know how tough it is trying to shampoo a rattlesnake in a phone booth. You know, I mean, I think they can win a lot of these 5 and 3 and 7 game series and pose a problem wherever they're at. I just seen them bounce. You know, they played a good team the other night, and they put an L on them. You know, so the Boston, yes, they took Boston to task. You know, so hey, it's dangerous when you round the Motown, and hey, have to play the Motown team because hey, they're playing like the Temptations out there.
All right, Spitface defend. Let's get this right. Making the playoffs mean you're competitive enough to win. Defend.
All right. There's making the playoffs, and then there's you're lucky. And Detroit is making the playoffs. And that in and of itself means that they're competitive enough to win some games and win some series. Now, if Detroit, right now, we got the buckling Bucks, and the buckling Bucks slide down a spot or two, that puts Detroit in a much better playoff position because then instead of facing those nasty Knicks, they might be looking at facing a team like the Heat or the Hawks or the dare I say, well, not the Bulls, but they're looking at if they can move up, and they can jump up over the Pacers as well because they're all knotted up. And Detroit keep playing the ball they're playing, they could get that number 4 spot, and that number 4 spot is going to let them play the Heat or the Hawks. So who they could win that series. So I say that watch out. Watch out. That's what I'm saying, per se.
All right. Well, actually, you know, Detroit really has been on a roll. They've won, 8 games in a row. They've actually routed the Celtics. And they've won 8 games in a row for the first time since 2007 and 2008. That's a long time. And this team, last year, they ended the season with a 14-68 record. They only had 14 wins. And if you remember, and I'm not mistaken, I think they lost 28 games in a row last year. They lost 28 games in a row. Their record now is 33-26. They are currently in the 6th spot. And actually, Spitface, if their goal is to move up to the 4th spot, they wouldn't be playing the Heat or because the Heat are currently in the play-in. And the teams that are in the play-in, they come out to get the 8th spot or the 7th spot to go to, and they're going to end up playing either, a play-in team either plays the Celtics or the Cavs. What they're trying to do is get to the 4th spot, like you said, but then they will either be playing the Bucks or the Indiana Pacers, because the Bucks currently are in 4th place behind the Knicks, and the Pacers, I believe, are in 5th. Yeah, the Pacers are in 5th. And it's only like 1 or 2 games that separate them in the loss column. So that's where Detroit is gearing the head for it. To be honest with you, I think they've been on a roll. So I think that they can do it. And this team, I wouldn't want to face them. And to be honest with you, I really don't want my New York Knicks facing them, to be honest with you, because right now they've beaten the Knicks twice already this year. So I don't want them to face them at all. We definitely need to keep it with them either facing the Bucks or the Pacers. So that's all I'm saying. All right, Spitface, please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Nyah on Shout Out Part 2. Please keep your ears glued to those speakers.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right. All righty there. On the second part of shout-out, we are featuring more music from Nyah. Let's hear another track, Legends in the Stars. That sounds kind of interesting. DJ, hit it.
I see heroes in the stars. I see legends in the sky. And though these ideas are far, they inspire me to try. Comets crashing down to earth, like you crashed into my world. In my head, ideas are birth. It's all a dream I had inferred. A purple twilight brushes the sky. From starry eyes, I begin to cry. It's holy out here in the universe. Let's sit back, look upwards and observe. Though time is looming over us and it's not far, take the time to look at the legends in the stars. Unlimited, unlimited, go visit the moon, fly to Saturn or Neptune, just so we could be alone, far away from the battle zone. A purple twilight brushes the sky. From starry eyes, I begin to cry. In the universe, let's sit back, look upwards and observe. Though time is looming over us and it's not far, take the time to look at the legends in the stars. Unlimited, limited. words end up soon. No time is looming over us and it's not far. Take the time to look at the legends in the stars. Limited. Oh, limited.
All right, that was Legends in the Stars. Busy Mac, is she getting a shout out of the mute button?
Oh yeah, I'm giving it a shout out. You know, definitely giving it a shout out, and that shout out is for all the people who watch Catfish. That's a Catfish song right there, Catfish.
All right, okay. And First Lady, what's the voice?
I'm definitely going to give it a shout out. I love her versatility. She's a 15-year-old. This young lady has a nice voice, and you remember she writes all of her songs too, and she has a lot of substance to her music and her songs. You know, very well written songs. So I'm definitely shouting her out. Definitely got to check out Nyah.
Yeah. 10 years from now, will she be the new Taylor Swift? You never know. Well, I'm giving the track a shout out, and I think one thing that I really I love her music. I love that she's doing the work, and I love that as a teenager. Hey, look, other teenagers, you can be doing something with yourself. You know, you can be doing something with yourself. So other than playing video games, texting, tweeting, and Xing, or whatever you call it, Instagram, you can be doing something with yourself. So consider that. Well, again, I'm giving the track a shout out. That is the end of shout out. You can check out Nyah on the Old Grumpy Radio Network and NyahTheUnicorn.com. And Nyah is NYAH. NyahTheUnicorn.com. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right. Okay. It's time for our top story to watch this week. All right, Dizzy Mac, what is your top story to watch this week?
Top story to watch this week will be the number one team in the nation in college basketball getting the court stormed on them. So they're going down for defeat.
Oh, okay. All right, remind the people whose number one team is. Okay. All right, Stiff Face.
My top story to watch this week is not in the world of sports. It's Gayle King is going into outer space. That's right. Oprah's friend, her girl, Gayle, is going into outer space. She will be training to be one of the all-female crew that will be going into space. Gayle King.
On that SpaceX.
It's one of, I don't know if it's that one or Bezos. See, you know, because they got competition for the moment.
Oh, right.
For the moment.
Oh,
but Gayle,
right, yeah.
she announced that she is going into space as part of an all-female crew.
All right. Okay. All right. My top story to watch.
Hey, maybe like those we getting after 50.
All right. My top story to watch, March 4th, which is Tuesday, by 4 p.m., that's the deadline for clubs to designate the franchise or transition players. So we're going to see who is going to be on those lists. There's been rumblings about what teams are, all the pundits are discussing what teams are going to have the franchise tag. Well, it's here Tuesday, is the deadline. Got to get it in by 4 p.m. You know these players, they don't like that franchise tag. That's because that means that they couldn't get a deal done. But anyway, that's it. All right. Check out our current and previous episodes at bras.panties.and sports.com. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Dizzy Mack, and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next
Auburn,
week.
you're going down. Auburn.